Good day and welcome to the SportWrap show. This is your host Ashwin Berry taking you through the latest sport news that made the headlines. But first, let's get into the hit list. Namibian boxer Lucas Ndafoluma is itching to fight again. The boxer said he continues working hard in the gym even after a disappointing last fight in April. Ndafoluma also had another defeat in March, but has decided he will not give up until he gets back to his best again. The Namibian has fought 37 times and has dominated proceedings over 22 fights, which he won. 11 out of his 22 wins came by knockout. The Namibian has, however, also lost 8 times, with 4 of the defeats coming by knockout. The 37-year-old still believes he can deliver a big title before he steps down. Cuca Tops aspiring chairman Panna Kudumo has accused some club members of trying to sabotage those that want changes in the club. Speaking in a statement, he said, "As passionate supporters of one of the oldest clubs in the Tukavango regions, we will weigh up on the much-needed improvement Cuca Tops needs. As supporters of the club, we would like to contribute to the robust deliberations taking center stage to uplift our mighty Cuca Tops." Kudumo and fellow members have alleged that there has been skirmishes in the leadership of their club trying to disrupt the process of holding an AGM. Kudumo said, "Gone are the days when Cuca Tops must participate, but we should start competing for titles. We must create a structure that cares for the need of the club." We will now go for a short break, and after that, we dive into Zoom In. Now, in our Zoom In segment today, the NSSR was launched this week, and Brian Munango is with 2 important guests in the studio to discuss the importance of this event.
Well, I can definitely say it is exciting times. We are joined in studio by Maggie and by Abri. Maggie, okay, we'll talk about that some other time. Well, let's talk about the fact that we are all getting ready for the Standard Bank NSSR Super League. How excited are we? Before we get into that, how are you doing today, Maggie, and Abri, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me in studio.
Thank you for...
And it's NSSR stands for Namibia Sports Rugby.
Yes. Yes, I think that we all know, but yeah, Abri, thank you for taking time out of your heavy schedule to come be with us here today in studio. How excited are you guys for the Standard Bank NSSR Super League?
Oh, very excited. We've waited now a long time. The athletics part is now done.
Yeah.
The beginning of the year. Now it's a rugby season starting. So now very excited. For this season.
I think we're all very excited for the rugby season, because rugby season is what everyone looks forward to, you know. But Maggie, we spoke behind camera, you and I, and you were like, why should I always come at you with these questions? But I want to find out. Let's talk about the Standard Bank's involvement in the NSSR Super League. Why did Standard Bank decide to sponsor the league? And if you could tell us, what does the sponsorship entail?
So basically, first of all, you spoke about the excitement of the rugby. This year is also the World Cup rugby, and Velvicha will be there, so it's even more exciting on top of that. So, and most importantly, Velvicha is feeded by this type of rugby. So the players come from schools rugby. This is the foundation, this is the development, and with Standard Bank, this is just a way of bringing our purpose to life, which says Namibia is our home, we drive for growth, but also underpinned by our tagline, it can be. It's making things possible, bringing this possibility, creating access and platforms to the youth so that they can participate and showcase their talent. And through that, they can be scouted and play at the World Cup at the end of the day. So it's just bringing our purpose to life and our tagline. And really through how we partner with the NSSR, for example, and really just creating a platform and access to our youth in Namibia.
You know, I think people are not appreciating it out there that I'm sitting next to the captain of the indoor hockey team that went to the World Cup, represented Namibia on a huge scale. I'm very honored to be sitting next to you. But let's talk about the fact that you yourself are a sportswoman. You led Namibia at the Indoor Hockey World Cup. How important is it for us to have corporate teams get involved in youth sports for development?
I mean, I'm sitting here as a Standard Bank rep. I can't speak here on my personal capacity, but what is really important is something that has actually changed our hockey approach. Now that you touch on hockey, is because of support from corporates. If it wasn't for corporate, we wouldn't have been at the World Cup. We wouldn't have been in the preparation stages. We wouldn't have been at the Africa Cup to start off with, because you need to qualify at that level to make it through to the World Cup. So I think it's a life-changing partnership. It's not just the money that you give, but it's impact that you create, and it's impact that you take out there, that the impact in terms of like really allowing us to participate and to perform at the world-class level. So corporate, it's important to really support sports, but not just sports, but there's other elements and factors like art and all the other things that actually can unlock a lot of opportunities and possibilities to Namibians.
Fantastic. Okay, Abri, you've been quiet for a while now. Let's talk about the fact that you guys are the defending champions. Windhoek Gymnasium, you guys won this prestigious tournament last year. I mean, a huge turnout that we had over there by Windhoek Gymnasium. How excited are you for this season with the new teams that we have up here?
Well, Brian, every season is a new season. We are very optimistic, but also this weekend when we are playing against Walvis Bay at Walvis Bay, we will probably get a better idea of where we are in the league. But just to take in consideration that the league consists of 10 different leagues, 33 schools, and on the end of the day there will be 1,587 rugby players that will compete in this rugby tournament.
Good number, very, very good number. Okay, now let's talk about the importance of having, like I spoke to her now, having the importance of having corporates on board to make sure that these things go well, to make sure that referees are there, to make sure that teams can travel to go participate and play against other good teams. How important is it, do you think it is for the growth of rugby?
No, it's without the sponsorship of Standard Bank, in fact without any sponsorship, it's impossible to have a beautiful product like schools rugby. And I must say, Standard Bank is going out of their way to just make the process that much easy for us. And I have to say this, with all the sponsors that we've worked over the years, the Standard Bank is really, they're top notch. They are treating us like royalty, I can say. And and they are helping wherever they can. So if you have, and it's not only about the money, but the support as well. It's making a huge difference. The schools don't have the finances to play rugby, although they want to play rugby. I mean, there's travel cost and all those things that you have to take in consideration, and Standard Bank is making that possible. Without Standard Bank, no schoolboy rugby dream would become a reality, and that's a fact.
Okay, well, now let's talk about the 4-pager that's coming out on Friday. That's in the Namibian Sun, Algemeine Zeitung, and Republican. Let's take a look at the first page that we have there that just indicates which teams are taking part in the NSSR, Standard Bank NSSR Super League. As you can see, that we have the likes of VIS, we have the likes of Pro Ed, Moria also part of that. We can see that VAP yet to play. El Nathan, we are very excited to see this season, and also Valves by Private, also the Windhoek Gymnasium, definitely defending champions. We will be looking forward for them, and then we have Tsumeb Gymnasium also on that log there. If we take a look at the fixtures that we have, the rounds, the one that we can focus on, the most important one, which is obviously round 1, we have Windhoek Gymnasium, who will be defending the title, who will get tested in the first game against Valves by Private. I'm very excited for that one myself because I think it's a good game to look forward to. And then let's take a look at the captains who we have leading these good teams. There we can see Kevin is the captain for El Nathan. As we can see, is it Moria? Actually, apologies for that. Henry Otto, co-captaining with Lucas Dano. I saw him playing. He's actually a fantastic player. Johan Meton, he's there by VAP. Stefan Geldenes, Windhoek Gymnasium. Marcus Meyer, El Nathan. Michael Kopman for Valves by Private. You guys should look out for him. Well, with that being said, how excited are we for the first game? Where are we going to be? We have SV Kun, fullback for Tsumeb Gymnasium. Then we have Tayton Saunders, who plays for Pro Ed Academy. Maggie, Abri, first game is taking place this Saturday. How excited are we, and where are we going to be for the first match? I definitely am going to be in the coast to see the defending champions.
No, I'm super excited as a sponsor, and I'm really excited to see, because I remember I'm reflecting a bit on the finals of last year, and what makes it amazing is the support, the atmosphere, the schools that goes out there, the parents, the other family members that comes out there and really support. It's like world-class school rugby, and I can't wait to experience the same, and to stand there as a sponsor. I'm very proud to be associated with the NSSR schools rugby, and we're excited for the season. I'm not going to be biased, and I'm just going to be very objective as a sponsor. Luckily, I was at Yanmore High School, so it's not there. But I've been involved in some other schools at other capacity. But right now, I'm proud it can be sponsor.
Very fantastic. Okay, any last words for our learners and who are ready for the tournament?
No, I'm the coach of one of the assistant coaches of Windhoek Gymnasium, so I will definitely be there. And then if you take the two teams, then most of the players is from Windhoek. Walvis Bay and Windhoek Gymnasium is in the academy week, so the first weekend will be a big weekend. So the players will test one another, definitely.
Definitely. Well, you heard it from them themselves. We get ready for this weekend. It doesn't matter where you are. There's a lot of games taking place. If you are in the coast, if you are in Windhoek, you can also travel to Ocho, where we have Moria taking on El Nathan. But that's it from us here in studio.
Le Rugby Joe is up next, but first, let's take a trip to the marketplace. Stay tuned.
The next days are not a measurement of time, but the distance from here to the finish line. For the race you are running, for your kids, your career, your health, your future. Not away, but towards it. While the voice in your head reminds you it won't be easy. But by simply swinging your feet towards the floor, you've taken the first step. Grow for it with Stamino Grow. 5-in-1 supplement available at all leading pharmacies.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears, all your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends. 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick. being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
All right, let's get into Le Rugby Joe. Shiwe Oanivi has been one of Namibia's top performers at each of the last two Rugby World Cups. The 2-meter tall Oanivi was born in Oshwarongo on 31 December 1990 and grew up in Windhoek. He first picked up a rugby ball whilst attending Pioneers Park Primary School before moving on to Academia High School, where he was more initially interested in playing football than rugby, but picked it up again after school and joined United Rugby Club. While studying at the University of Namibia and playing for the Tisan team at the 2013 World Student Games, he was spotted by a coach from top 14 side Brive, who offered him a place at the club's academy. He played for them until 2015, having been offered a professional contract in his second season. After the 2015 Rugby World Cup, he was briefly included in the Sharks squad for the 2016 Super Rugby season, but soon returned to the Northern Hemisphere, signing for Scottish Pro 12 side Glasgow Warriors for the 2016 to 2017 season. After 5 matches for them, Oanivi moved on to London Scottish during July 2017 for 1 season before spending 2 seasons with the French 3rd Division club RC Massy. Since 2021, Oanivi has been with French Pro D2 side Montauban. At international level, the Lock has played 80 minutes of every match for Namibia at the 2015 Rugby World Cup in England, as well as the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. He also captained the 2019 team at the World Cup against Italy, as well as against eventual winners, South Africa. Up next is Ari Hochad with the latest international news.
This May, choose brand new. Choose drama and deceit.
I'm very attracted to you. Oh. Would you be interested in having an affair?
Choose fights and fallouts.
I won, and that was right.
I brought the heat. I mean, I'm gonna destroy you.
Choose truth and discovery.
I miss her every day. I see her every day.
Choose fresh shows, series, and original entertainment. This May, choose brand new. Choose DStv.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news. It is Champions League soccer news, and the teams that will play in the final on the 10th of June in Istanbul have been confirmed, and it is Manchester City that will play against Inter Milan. A big win for Manchester City at home in their semi-final, the second leg. They beat Real Madrid, the defending champions, by 4-0. They made it then 5-1 in aggregate, so it is quite a comprehensive victory for Manchester City, and they will probably be favourites to beat Inter Milan in the final. In the game, it was Bernardo Silva that got the team from Manchester City off to a good start in the first half, scoring in the 23rd and the 37th minute, and then also late in the game in the 91st minute, it was 4-1 when Alvarez scored his goal. Manchester City now unbeaten in European competitions since September of 2018. That's an astonishing record going back to 26 games. The final will be against Inter Milan in Istanbul on the 10th of June. Continuing international sports news with tennis news, the Italian Open continues, and it is the 2 top seeds, men and women, that's out of the tournament. Big news coming from Rome. It is in the men's division. It is Novak Djokovic, the number 1 seed. He lost to Holger Rune of Denmark, and the score there was 6-2, 4-6 and 6-2. That game was in the quarterfinals. In the semi-finals now, Holger Rune will now play against Casper Ruud, and Casper Ruud that beat Francesco Compendolo. He's from Argentina. The score there was 7-6 and 6-4. So Ruud and Rune will play their semi-final on Saturday. In the women's division, also big news. It is number 1 seed Iga Swiatek of Poland. She's out. She had to withdraw with an injury in the 3rd set against Elena Rybakina, and the score there was 6-2 in the first set for Iga Swiatek, and then Rybakina won the second set 7-6. 2-all in the 3rd set when Swiatek had to withdraw because of a knee injury. It is Elena Rybakina. She is the Wimbledon champion of 2022. She will now play against Jelena Ostapenko. It was Jelena Ostapenko that beat one of the favorites, Paula Badoza of Spain, 6-2, 4-6 and 6-3. Continuing international sports news with motor racing news, and the Emilio Romagna Grand Prix has officially been cancelled. It was going to take place this coming Sunday at Imola in Italy, but because of big flooding in the area, it has been cancelled. Emergency services under pressure, so the organisers say it's not possible to safely hold the Grand Prix this Sunday. The next Grand Prix will now be on the 28th of this month. That will be the Monaco Grand Prix, and it is currently Max Verstappen that leads the points table on 119 points. He's in his Red Bull Honda, followed by Sergio Perez, his teammate, on 105 points, and then it is Aston Martin. It's Fernando Alonso on 75 points in third position. Closing off today's international sports news with cycling news. It is the Giro d'Italia that continues. It's stage 11. They go all the way to stage 21. That will be on the 28th of this month that will finish. And the stage 11 was won by Pascal Ackermann. It was a tight sprint to the finish line. He won on the photo finish from Jonathan Milan. And in third position was Mark Cavendish. General classifications at the moment, it is still Gareth Thomas of Great Britain that's leading at combined time of 44 hours, 35 minutes and 35 seconds. And he leads by 2 seconds over Primož Roglič. And there's still many stages to come with lots of mountains, so it can change very quickly. In third position at the moment is João Almeida. He's 22 seconds behind the leader. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
The next days are not a measurement of time, but the distance from here to the finish line. For the race you are running, for your kids, your career, your health, your future. Not away, but towards it. While the voice in your head reminds you it won't be easy. But by simply swinging your feet towards the floor, you've taken the first step. Grow for it with Stamino Grow. 5-in-1 supplement available at all leading pharmacies.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears. All your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends. 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick, being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
This brings us to the end of the SportWrap show. Of course, the entire footballing world was put on notice in the UEFA Champions League when Man City beat Real Madrid 4-1, and they will be meeting Inter Milan in the final, and we'll definitely be talking about that as the day comes closer. From me, Ashwin Bedi, take care.